How far should a nation go in its pursuit of protecting the innocents? This is a question recently brought forth by the island nation of Madagascar, where the parliament has just passed a law that has stirred global debate. The law in question introduces a severe punishment for those found guilty of child abuse. Specifically, those who are convicted of defiling children under the age of 13 will face surgical castration. Meanwhile, those found guilty of defiling children between the ages of 14 and 17 will undergo chemical castration. These measures are in addition to potential sentences of life imprisonment. The motivation behind this law is an alarming increase in child abuse within the country. Madagascar's parliament believes that these harsh penalties will serve as a deterrent to potential offenders, safeguarding the nation's children from such heinous acts. However, the law still requires the president's approval before it can take effect. But not everyone is in agreement with this approach. Human rights organizations such as Amnesty International have criticized the law as inhuman and degrading. They argue that such punishments are not in line with Madagascar's existing laws and could potentially violate international human rights standards. The implications of this law are profound. It highlights a tension between the need to protect the vulnerable and the necessity to respect human rights. It raises questions about the lengths to which a society should go to deter crime and whether such extreme measures can truly be effective. To summarize, Madagascar's parliament has passed a controversial law that introduces castration as a punishment for child abuse. The law is awaiting the president's approval and has sparked a global debate about the balance between protection and punishment. Critics argue that the law is inhuman and degrading, while supporters assert that it is a necessary measure to combat the rising tide of child abuse in the country. As the world watches, the president's decision will not only shape the future of Madagascar, but could also influence the global discourse on child protection and criminal justice. And so, the question remains, how far should a nation go in its pursuit of protecting the innocents?